So it's finally happening. Metal Gear Solid Delta has now an official release date, August 28th of this year. The long-awaited remake is set to bring this legendary title back to life, allowing long-time fans to relive its brilliance and giving newcomers their first true taste of Snake Eater in this brilliant Cold War era. And from what we've seen so far, it looks absolutely spectacular. The latest showcase has given us a clear look at the Cobra Unit, and it's fair to say their designs are right on point. Each member retains the essence of their original look, while refining the details that made them so distinctive in the first place. The spirit of Snake Eater remains intact, and visually, the game is shaping up to be a stunning revival of one of the most gaming industry's most celebrated stories. With this reveal, there's a lot to break down. Key scenes, character models, and the overall direction of the remake. So let's take a closer look at what's been shown and truly analyse what we've just witnessed.
There's nothing for you here. Go home. Go back to your boss.
But I still have the Shagohod and the legacy. There is nothing America can do to stop us. I'm not finished yet!
Right from the start, the trailer gives us a look at the Bon Jovi warehouse exterior, a brilliant location fans will instantly recognise, surrounded by water and docking stations. This area holds a unique place in Snake Eater's world, not just for its atmosphere, but for the memorable gameplay opportunities it provided. Even the infamous spot where you could take out the end in his wheelchair will definitely be here, and I can't wait to replay that moment. It's all fully retextured and updated while staying true to the original design. It looks both fresh and familiar, striking that perfect balance between nostalgia and modern visual fidelity. It's also a prime location to make use of the croc cap, a classic tool for sneaking through the water unnoticed. Whenever you're carefully swimming closer to the warehouse or setting up the perfect approach, this area remains just as dynamic and as immersive as ever. Truly great stuff. Next we have Grozny Grad, the impenetrable fortress nestled below the Soviet mountains. Heavily guarded and fortified, it was built to keep out even the most skilled infiltrators, Big Boss included. In these scenes we see Snake arriving at the facility for the first time, with the camera panning over the soldiers and the imposing structure. Just like in the original, the cinematography emphasises the sheer scale and security of the base, capturing the same feeling of tension and danger. While the video quality doesn't really do it justice in my opinion, even in 4K you can already tell the attention to detail is remarkable, and even more so when it's on our screens. And let's be honest, we're all counting down the days until we can sneak in there and cause some chaos inside those walls, if you know what I mean. Now I come to notice in the trailer that we see Snake's escape from Grozny Grad, a pivotal moment in MGS3 where the plan takes an unexpected turn, with Eva's escape route compromised. Snake is forced to make his way into the sewers, setting the stage for one of the most intense chase sequences in gaming history. One of the biggest standouts in these shots is Ocelot. His character model looks absolutely incredible, and it seems like they've slightly reworked his facial features a little bit while staying faithful to his original design. That signature crew cut hairstyle is back, reinforcing that classic look that you fans remember. If Delta is aiming for that one-to-one remake, then we can expect all the unique details to remain intact, including that infamous scene where Eva wrestles the transmitter out of Snake's body. A bizarre but yet unforgettable and sexy moment that longtime fans will still talk about to this day, because I do too.
Okay. I can't believe how small it is. But it gets the job done.
Really?
The End even makes an appearance, an interesting choice considering his entire skill set revolves around remaining unseen, but I'm just kidding. But in Delta, the Unreal Engine has truly captured his haunting presence. From his age-weathered features to that unmistakable bulging eye, the moment you see it, you know he has his sights locked onto you. One thing I did notice though, is that his camo face paint on his head is missing. It's a minor detail, but it does stand out, especially for long-time fans. Another missed opportunity is the lack of any visual indication of his parasite infection, something that, if MGS5 is considered fully canon, should have been reflected in his skin tone or texture to emphasise his affliction. Seeing that distinctive discoloration would have been a great way to tie in his condition more directly to the broader Metal Gear timeline. The parasites are indicated in Metal Gear Solid 3 because you can actually see them come through his head and it looks like a sort of camo. Unfortunately, the footage in the video wasn't long enough, so we wouldn't really know until we play the game, but I imagine it will be there when we play it. Because even though it's hard to see, you can actually make out some of the parasite markings on his head, but it's really hard to catch. You have to get it by frame. But that being said, he still looks fantastic, and yes, even his little parrot companion makes a return. And then there's the pain, and fittingly seeing him in this new graphical engine is even more painful. You can still make out the blisters beneath his mask, but the real spectacle will be when he finally takes it off. No doubt witnessing that moment in Delta's updated visuals will be something else. His eccentric movements, while always will be unsettling, seem to have been faithfully captured, maintaining his chaotic and insect-infested presence. Though his screen time in the cutscene is brief, it's great to see him fully realised in this new engine. And in this sequence we also catch a glimpse of Snake preparing for battle, seemingly wearing what looks like the water camo. Then we finally get a look at the Fear, and it's immediately clear why he earns that name. The attention to detail here is once again so spot on, as we see Snake narrowly dodging one of his bolts, a subtle nod to just how deadly this encounter is. We get a few quick shots of him descending with his wires, but the real horror comes when we finally see his face up close. That unsettling, almost inhuman appearance, those unnerving reptilian eyes, is truly something else. Konami has done a remarkable job bringing out this eerie, nightmarish qualities of this character, pushing out his design even further while staying faithful. Let the haters hate, because what we're seeing here is Metal Gear Solid Delta embracing the essence of what made it so great to begin with.
A great and terrible fury in being alive.
Out of all the Cobra Unit, the Fury gets the least screen time, but he's visually stunning. The details of his flame-resistant suit and jetpack thrusters look incredible, reinforcing his menacing presence. What really matters though is how this boss fight will feel. The original was already intense, with fire engulfing the tunnels and his unpredictable attacks keeping you on edge. With Delta's enhanced lighting and physics, this battle could be way more immersive and just as terrifying than ever. I'm looking forward to it.
Terrible fury in being alive. A host of sorrows. And you.
One of the standout character designs is definitely the Sorrow, the boss's lover and Ocelot's father. With today's graphics you can really see the resemblance between him and his son, especially when you look at Ocelot on MGS5 as a middle-aged man, albeit he's got a better hairline. But beyond the visuals, just imagine reliving the haunting section of the game. Will you feel guilty for all the lives you've taken, or will you take pride in completing a perfect run with no enemies killed? Either way, the visuals will be breathtaking, and for those playing on PS5, the haptic feedback and motion controls will take the immersion to the next level. It's going to be something truly unforgettable, I'm telling you guys. Anyway, you get the picture. If you're a big fan like me, you're just as excited as anyone about the greatest series ever made in gaming. There are a few more additional scenes, but many we've already seen in previous trailers. Everything so far looks promising, the gameplay, cutscenes, physics and more, though some reports the demo players mention little changes in the AI, which is a little bit disappointing. What we have is still a dream come true, especially after the troll stunt Konami pulled with the Pachinko trailer years ago. But before I leave you, I've saved the best till last. Yes, it's Snake vs. Monkey. And it's making a return. For those unfamiliar, it was a fun minigame where you'd snag a few cheeky monkeys hiding around, and you'd have to try beat your high score. And the trailer ends with a hint of much more. Though what that means still remains unclear to us guys. Well, anyway, with all that said, the release date is set for August 28th this year, so make sure you mark it down in your calendar. And if you're a big MGS fan like myself who grew up with these games, consider subscribing to the realest MGS channel out there. And if you're already part of the family, hit the like button. And anyway, I'm the Voice Box, and until we meet again.
And they're out to kill me as well.
What's the story between you and the boss?
She was like a mother, and my master.
The Cobras will take care of him.